Hello, this is Hiroshi Yamazoe. In this video series, I will tell the real story of a 5-day ayahuasca ceremony in Spain that I experienced in October 2022. As I have said in other videos, I have childhood trauma and I am a hikikomori and a person who has a strong interpersonal phobia. I think it is very unusual for such a person to go to a foreign country and participate in such a ceremony. So this story could be of some kind of valuable information to the world. And since this is a long story, I will divide it into 3 separate videos. Before I talk about that experience, I will briefly explain what ayahuasca is. Ayahuasca is a drink made by boiling a mixture of several certain plants. It has been used as a sacred medicine by South American shamans for thousands of years. Drinking ayahuasca causes people to hallucinate and experience altered states of mind, and many recent scientific studies have shown that this mind-altering effect heals people's depression, anxiety, and addictions. So today's Western psychologists, psychiatrists, and therapists are paying attention to this phenomenon. As I said in my previous video here, I am interested in the realm of psychedelics, such as ayahuasca, and have been researching it for a long time. If you want to know more about this realm, please watch this video. And now I'm gonna talk in detail about the 5-day ayahuasca ceremony experience. This was a very special and valuable experience for me. October 13th, 2022, I was staying in Valencia, Spain, and in the morning I took a bus to a region called Alicante. The 5-day ayahuasca ceremony that I participated in took place at a facility in this region, Alicante. I got off the bus and pulled my suitcase and arrived at the facility around 3 p.m., the time it was scheduled to open. The facility was a big mansion. It had a swimming pool and a very large garden. As a hikikomori person, I thought I would be very nervous when I entered the facility that day, but strangely I did not get nervous so much as I felt prepared in my mind deeply. When I entered the mansion, members of the staff smiled at me and said hello. After filling my name on the form, I was given a tour of the facility and assigned a room. I shared a room with a guy from Latvia who looked around late 20s. The staff people were very nice and easy to talk to. I was chatting for a while with a Polish woman staff who is a playwright in the profession. We talked about myself and the ayahuasca I have been studying. It was strange for me to be able to talk to someone in just a casual way like this. A meeting was held shortly afterwards. There all staff members and participants met together. There were about 7 staff members and there were about 16 participants. All of them were European residents, and I was the only one who came from outside Europe. Participants were primarily Caucasian, but there were also people of African, Middle Eastern, and Asian origin. The male-female ratio was about 50-50, and the age range seemed to be from 20s to 50s, and about 70% of the participants seemed to be from 20s to 30s. First, at the meeting, precautions for the ceremony were explained. For example, if you need to go to the restroom during the ceremony, you must be accompanied by a staff member to the restroom door. If you want to throw up, do not hesitate to throw up into a bucket. Do not touch other participants during the ceremony. Such precautions were explained. Then self-introductions were made. Each of them talked about their background and their motivation for taking the ayahuasca ceremony. Everyone was very fluent in English. At this time, I was very nervous. I was so nervous that I could hardly remember what the others were saying. When it was my turn, I told them my name and I from Tokyo, and I said that I had taken ayahuasca a few times alone, but had never taken ayahuasca in a group like this, and was curious to see what it would be like. So I joined the group. I said such things. I was afraid to tell them that I am a hikikomori person and that I had strong anxiety and depression, and my other purpose is to reduce those symptoms, because I was afraid that they would think I was a very strange person. So I couldn't say anything about these things. Afterwards, there was a short break, and at that time, one of the participants, a Caucasian man who seemed about 50s, came to talk to me. He told me he was an Irish-English man living in Portugal. He says that you look very anxious. Are you okay? He asked me. I just said I am fine, and then I briefly introduced myself and made only a few jokes. I felt he was a very calm gentleman, and from the way he spoke, I thought he seemed very clever, like a college professor. He and I talked a lot after the second day, and then the first ayahuasca ceremony was held at 5 p.m. All of the participants and the staff moved to a place called the ceremony room. The ceremony room was spacious with a fireplace and mattresses arranged in a circle. The walls were decorated with numerous illustrations drawn by past participants. First, we gathered around the fireplace. There was a relaxing New Age style background music was playing. Then, after an explanation by the staff, the ceremony began. First, we each made a wish and lit a candle in turn. Participants made their wishes aloud, such as, "Please show me the path I should take," or like, "Please tell me why the world is the way it is," and lit the candles. When it was my turn, I said my wish that please heal my anxiety and my depression, and lit my candle. Then the participants were given a small piece of pineapple, a sour-tasting compressed tablet candy, and a small glass filled with a brown liquid. This brown liquid is ayahuasca. Next, the leader of the ceremony began to recite a prayer. He was a blonde-haired, blue-eyed Dutchman with a huge body over 119 centimeters. He had brilliant tattoos on his arms. His muscles were so large that he looked like a king of the Viking or a god from Nordic mythology. I don't remember all of his prayers, but he was reciting a prayer that went something like, "May the power of ayahuasca heal what needs to be healed and forgive what needs to be forgiven." Then he said like, "Do whatever you like with the glasses of liquid that have been handed out to you." And so we participants drank out the liquid ayahuasca. It tasted bitter, sour, and indescribably unpleasant. The unpleasant taste of another dimension. known only by people who have ever taken ayahuasca. But when I took a bite of a piece of pineapple and saw a tasting tablet that had been given to me at the same time, the unpleasant taste quickly vanished. I was a little impressed that there was such a way to greatly reduce the discomfort after taking ayahuasca. Then all staff members gave each participant an encouraging hug. Then we moved to our mattresses and lay down. Music was played in the ceremony room. Various types of music were played in turn, such as music that included the South American shaman's song Icaro, ayahuasca-themed music, music from movies, and music from India, etc. Most of the music was slow, relaxing, new age music. About 30 minutes after moving to the mattress, I felt very nauseated, as if I had been strongly drunk on alcohol. I felt strong nausea and tried to throw up into a bucket, but I could hardly throw up anything because I had not eaten anything for several hours before the ceremony and I had not been drinking much. However, the strong nausea kept coming, and each time I held the bucket and tried to vomit it out, but nothing came out. After about 30 minutes, I started to feel suddenly better, and I felt better and better, as if I was ascending to heaven. I felt so much refreshed as well. The music became amazingly beautiful. I almost cried, and then I had visions. They were related to religion, Christian cathedrals, Muslim mosques, and I saw visions of a person praying hard on it. And I saw images of holy beings like angels, and I saw images of people of many different races, images of many different regional cultures and religions, and I saw that they were like one giant tree. I think the future of psychedelic visions is that they are not merely visual, but are accompanied by overwhelming sensations. I felt an overwhelming sense of holiness and awesomeness in that vision. I was simply overwhelmed by the sensations that accompanied that vision. I have never experienced this level of sensation when I have done ayahuasca by myself alone. At the time, I did not have a clear picture about meaning of the vision I had. However, a little while later, I came to interpret that vision as being created by the presence of the participants. Because the participants of this ceremony have very diverse roots, European countries, the Middle East, Africa, Asia, I believe their various backgrounds created such visions. It is as if these visions were created by the participants' collective unconsciousness connection, but it could have simply been created by the atmosphere of the ceremony and the imagination that I had within me in such a situation. In any case, I feel that the vision was created because of the presence of the participants and the sensation of sublimity, holiness, and greatness that accompanied the vision was created because their participants were sublime, holy, and great. I have came to have a deep respect and appreciation for them. After a while, the staff asked me if I wanted a second glass of ayahuasca, and I requested a second glass and was given a second glass of ayahuasca, a piece of pineapple, and a sour-tasting compressed tablet candy again. I drank the second cup, took a bite of the pineapple and tablet, and lay down again. After a while, I felt strong nausea again and tried several times to throw up to the bucket, but nothing came out. After that, the nausea went away and I started to feel better and better. From the time I had my first cup of ayahuasca, I was not thirsty and had no appetite. I didn't want to go to the bathroom either. I just lay here for a long time. Then I remembered a WhatsApp message given to me by one of my Italian friends that morning. She is an experienced ayahuasca ceremony practitioner and has participated in more than 10 ceremonies so far. The morning of the day of my ceremony, she sent me a mysterious message. Ayahuasca will dry you up. At this time, I don't know why she sent me such a message, but it was a very mysterious message for me. When I remembered the message, I had a vision that I had become an ancient Egyptian mummy. I felt like I was buried deep in the earth and had spent tens of thousands of years in the ground. And I felt I was dried up. But I thought I didn't want anything. I didn't want food and drink or anything else. I thought everything was great, as it is now. My mind was very, very calm, and I felt deeply at peace. About 5 hours after taking the first ayahuasca, the hallucinations disappeared and I gradually approached my usual state. But something felt fundamentally different. My body and mind seemed lighter than usual, and I feel my mind was stable, and despite people being around me, my sense of anxiety seemed to be greatly reduced. There was also a sense of completion, as if something had been accomplished, and perhaps about 6 hours after the first drink of ayahuasca, the Dutchman, who looked like the king of the Vikings, announced that the first ceremony was over, and as cliché as it sounds, he said that you guys are brave warriors. I was just thankful for everything in my heart for the wonderful experience. Most of the participants ate dinner and returned to their rooms, but I lay on the mattress in the ceremony room for all night through. My mind was so clear that I could hardly sleep, so I was thinking about the experience all night through. My feelings were strangely very calm and peaceful. Gradually, the outside became brighter and morning came. So this was day 1 of my 5-day ayahuasca ceremony experience. In the next video, I will describe the day 2 and 3 experiences. I will probably upload it next Wednesday or Thursday. Please look forward to it. I will add a link to the description section of this video after it is uploaded. So thank you for watching. I will continue to make various videos. If you are interested, please subscribe to my channel. See you in the next video.